Oh, hey, you big stoners. It's Big Papa Hundo coming at you. What up, what up? You probably want to know what up with Big Papa Hundo and superstar Slick Grace today. Slick Grace? Yeah, Slick Grace. She's my queer, imaginary, real banana slug. Yeah, and I'm just taking Slick Grace for a walk here in the Redwood Forest today. Yeah, we're on the Avenue of the Giants coming to you live, right? Yeah, let me tell you a little something about the Avenue of the Giants, okay? This is a very, very important area because, 96% of our Redwood Forest is gone forever. 96%, yeah. And it'd take over 2,000 years and a whole bunch of land that we don't have anymore to put it all back. So it's very important that we take care of the remaining 4% of our ancient redwood forest, which is why Big Papa Hundo and Slick Grace, the queer imaginary real banana slug, are out here on our New Kicks in 26 tour, taking a look and making sure that we get any of the hot trash out of this beautiful wilderness. Yeah. And Big Papa Hundo had a few special messages to send out today. And the first one is a very, very serious one. And so, Big Papa Hundo would like to send a personal message of gratitude and of thanks to the government and the Indonesian people. Okay? The sovereign nation of Indonesia. Big Papa Hundo wants to send a big shout out and thank you to the government and the people of Indonesia for sparing the life of American professional basketball player Jared Shaw. Now, Jared Shaw was in prison in Indonesia, and he still is, unfortunately. But the issue was that Jared Shaw had 132 medical marijuana gummies in order to treat his Crohn's disease, okay? And I say to the government and the people of Indonesia that we respect your sovereignty as a nation, and we understand that in your great nation, you do not see marijuana as a medication. What you see it as is a drug. And we understand the sanctity of your nation, and we respect your independence. We do not wish to meddle in your affairs, but we do want to call upon your mercy, and we want to thank you for being merciful in not applying a death penalty to our brother Jared Shaw. And as your particular nation does its own due diligence in seeking out whether or not you believe that marijuana is a medicine rather than a drug, we would love to call upon you to consider releasing our brother Jared Shaw so that we can get him back to the United States, where we can get him proper medical care in the way that we understand medicine to be, okay? And I understand that Jared Shaw violated a law, but he didn't understand what he was doing or the consequences, because this man is a medical marijuana patient. And in our country, a lot of people like Big Papa Hundo are medical marijuana patients who have seen incredible improvements in our lives. For example, Big Papa Hundo can walk once again, okay? And if you take a look down at his kicks, woo, where are my kicks? They're my kicks. Okay, so today, Big Papa Hundo has peace and love. And peace and love are the kicks that he's going to auction off to support Jared Shaw. And we're going to do that auction October 31st, 2026. Yeah, to support Jared Shaw. So, this is a diplomatic message that comes straight from myself, Big Papa Hundo, as an individual, private citizen of these United States of America. This is not an endorsed message by any group or organization. This is just Big Papa Hundo and Slick Grace, the queer, imaginary, real banana slug, making a diplomatic offer to the fabulous people and government of Indonesia who have shown us that you have mercy and you are truly a peaceful people. And we appreciate that for not taking the life of Jared Shaw. Thank you. Okay, but we do still want to get him medical care, and we would like to get him back to the United States. I know that he did violate a law of your sovereign nation, and that was not okay. And folks out there who are listening and watching, you have to respect the laws of the countries where you are visiting, okay? And we cannot expect the government of Indonesia or any other sovereign nation to be as merciful as they were in this particular situation, okay? And we have to respect the sovereignty and the dignity of their great nation. And so, Big Papa Hundo certainly means no disrespect whatsoever. And in fact, he thanks you and salutes you for putting your good where it does the most and sparing the life of Jared Shaw. However, he will make you an offer, and it's this. So on December 5th, 2025, Big Papa Hundo went jumping off the Stratosphere Tower, making all kinds of noise because he was quite frightened at the prospect of Jared Shaw facing death by the firing squad. And, you know, we made a lot of noise because we really didn't want to see that happen. And now that's not happening. So Big Papa Hundo would like to offer to the Indonesian government, the people of Indonesia, that if you see in your wisdom to secure an early release for our brother Jared Shaw, send him back to the United States so we can get him proper medical care in the way that we define medicine. And again, I respect your sovereignty, and I respect the fact that you see marijuana as a drug, not as a medication. And I hope someday we can sit down and talk about that, because there's a lot of good things that can happen when we recognize the power of medical marijuana. Okay, now, here's the offer. The offer is that if we're able to secure an early release for Jared Shaw, Big Papa Hundo will go back to fabulous Las Vegas, up to the 108th floor of the Stratosphere Tower, and he will take that leap of faith once again, except this time he's going to be screaming out whatever message that the Indonesian people and government wish to send out to the world as a thank you for sending our brother Jared Shaw home. So, again, not sanctified, justified, or authorized by any agent other than Big Papa Hundo. This here is a personal message, okay? And this here is a personal appeal, a diplomatic appeal from Big Papa Hundo, okay? And thank you again. Thank you again for your mercy. All right. Now, Big Papa Hundo and Slick Grace are having a real good time out here in the Redwood Forest taking a walk today. But it gives Big Papa Hundo cause for reflection as he looks around at the forest and he looks around at the mighty power of nature, and he thinks about the fact that we've got only 4% of our redwood forest left, okay? And we take a look at these mighty giants. And as Big Papa Hundo is walking with peace and love, his new kicks in 26, among the giants, these California coastal redwoods grow up to almost 400 feet tall, people. Look how majestic they are. See them towering above me? But let me tell you something about the giants, people. Okay? Giants are living, and they're part of the cycle of life. Okay? And so, in the cycle of life, the giants grow tall, mighty. They stand over us. They protect us. We protect them. But as it is in the case in life, the giants do fall. All right? And that is a part of the natural cycle of life. And in thinking about that and reflecting on the fallen giants, Big Papa Hundo wants to take a minute out to reflect on someone that I'm sure is on the minds of quite a few of y'all out there, okay? And that is our brother Bobby Weir, all right? Bobby Weir, we lost from this time and space just a little bit ago, and we are all still celebrating his life and remembering every single day all the joy and greatness that Bobby has brought into our life. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Bobby Weir. Bobby Weir was a board member for the Seva Foundation. Yeah, the Seva Foundation, which is an organization that Big Papa Hundo is incredibly honored, proud, and glad to be able to be raising a little bit of awareness for, and we're going to be raising some funds for later on this year when we auction off his new Kicks in 26, Wavy and Jaw. Yeah, Wavy and Jaw that got signed by the 89-year-old MC of Woodstock, Wavy Gravy. Yeah, and the left kick, which became a jumper on December 5th. Because, see, when Big Papa Hundo took that jump off the Stratosphere Tower to raise awareness for Jared Shaw and try to make sure that as many people heard the message so that we could try to make sure that the people and the government of Indonesia would consider the fact that Jared Shaw, like millions of other people, is a medical marijuana patient, and that he has found that medical marijuana is the most effective way to treat his Crohn's disease. Okay, now, back to the fallen giants. So, talking about the Seva Foundation. Seva is a Sanskrit word that is representative of the concept of selfless service to humanity. Okay? And we sum it up this way. Put your good where it does the most. Okay? And the Seva Foundation has been providing incredible work restoring sight because, you know, most blindness is preventable. But in developing countries and in areas that are underserved by medical care, it only takes about $50 to restore sight to someone. And there's a beautiful quote that you can find on seva.org, seva.org, as you're learning about that great organization. And it says, you know, when you restore sight to one, you restore the lives to two. Well, or more, that's for sure. Because the impact that it has when we are able to make positive change, okay, in the communities where it will do the most good, well, that's what Save is all about. And the concept of putting your good where it does the most is an incredibly important message that we take every single day. Now, we was talking a little bit about Bobby Weir in terms of one of the fallen giants. I'm going to tell you something about Bobby Weir. 30 years ago, Bobby Weir made an announcement to us that some sad news had come our way. And what Bobby was referring to the loss of Jerry Garcia. And so most of us heard that news right from Bobby Weir that we had lost Jerry. And then Bobby Weir had been scheduled that night to perform with Rat Dog. If you remember Rat Dog, that was a real good time. Okay? And he walked out onto that stage with Rat Dog and opened up with Bombs Away. And Big Papa Hundo has been listening to that quite a bit lately. Posted that up on his social media stuffs so that, you know, y'all could hear the power of resilience, okay? And to keep on keeping on. And the Grateful Dead, for those of you who have not heard yet, have announced Forever Dead, the ongoing project to keep the music and spirit alive in perpetuity. Okay? Because Bobby Weir himself said as recently as 2025 that, you know, he believes very strongly in reincarnation. And therefore, he really wanted to make sure that the Grateful Dead lived on as Forever Dead in perpetuity with a lineup that would bring in some new faces and some new talent to try to make sure that there would always be songs to fill the air. In the unfortunate incidences, but in the inevitabilities of when we lose some of our giants and when they fall. Okay, so we got to keep on keeping on. So Bobby Weir said that he believes in reincarnation, and so he wants to make darn sure that this forever dead thing happens, because he has every intention of joining the band again. All right, and I think we're all looking real forward to that. Okay, so and you know, talking about Jerry Garcia, you know, many years ago, Big Papa Hundo went to see a show by Jerry Garcia and the Jerry Garcia Band. And it was at that point that he met an incredible gentleman by the name of Melvin Seals. Yeah. And Melvin Seals and the Jerry Garcia Band absolutely blew Big Papa Hundo's mind. He said, wow, you guys, this is amazing. And, you know, I'm proud to announce that all these years later, that Melvin Seals, who formed Melvin Seals and the JGB, the Keepers of the Flame, is going to be performing doubleheader concerts this coming weekend, Saturday night and Sunday night at Blue Lake Casino. That is the 17th and 18th of January 2026. Yeah, that's going on down at Blue Lake Casino. So definitely want to make sure that y'all come there, because you know what? We got to keep on keeping on, people, because that's what Jerry wanted. I'm sure that's what Bobby wanted. He certainly made that abundantly clear. And so we're going to run for the roses, all right? We're going to head out to Blue Lake Casino this weekend. And Big Papa Hundo's going to be there with Slick Grace, the queer imaginary real banana slug. And on the 17th, Big Papa Hundo is going to roll up with Peace and Love. Those are his new kicks in 26 that are going to get auctioned off for American professional basketball player imprisoned in Indonesia on October 31st, 2026. Jared Shaw, okay? But then on the 18th, Big Papa Hundo is going to roll up with Wavy and Ja. Yeah, his new kicks that became jumpers. So those are going to be his superstar jumpers, Wavy and Ja, that are double signed by the MC of Woodstock, Wavy Gravy, and they're going to get auctioned off in June of 2026 to support the SEVA Foundation. And I would strongly suggest that you check out seva.org, seva.org, all right? And I sure hope to see all of you when I jump on in to see Melvin Seals and the JGB this weekend at Blue Lake Casino. All right? Thank you all for tuning in today. I'm Big Papa Hundo. This is Slick Grace, and we both approve this message. THC you all just a little later. Love you. Bye. That marijuana is a medicine rather than a drug. We would love to call upon you to consider releasing our brother Jared Shaw so that we can get him back to the United States, where we can get him proper medical care in the way that we understand medicine to be, okay? And I understand that Jared Shaw violated a law, but he didn't understand what he was doing or the consequences, because this man is a medical marijuana patient. And in our country, a lot of people like Big Papa Hundo are medical marijuana patients who have seen incredible improvements in our lives. For example, Big Papa Hundo can walk once again, okay? And if you take a look down at his kicks, woo, where are my kicks? They're my kicks. Okay, so today, Big Papa Hundo has Peace and Love. And Peace and Love are the kicks that he's going to auction off to support Jared Shaw. And we're going to do that auction October 31st, 2026. Yeah, to support Jared Shaw. So this is a diplomatic message that comes straight from myself, Big Papa Hundo, as an individual, private citizen of these United States of America, this is not an endorsed message by any group or organization. This is just Big Papa Hundo and Slick Grace, the queer, imaginary, real banana slug, making a diplomatic offer to the fabulous people and government of Indonesia who have shown us that you have mercy and you are truly a peaceful people. And we appreciate that for not taking the life of Jared Shaw. Thank you.